Congratulations on the new season.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When I talked to you at Comic-Con, you mentioned that Aidan would have a little trouble getting back to the new life. Can you expand a little bit on how the journey will go for him?
Yeah, well, he's been underground for a year and a half, so he doesn't quite know how to deal with this new environment that he is introduced into. I mean, in the first season, it was all about essentially a heroin addict who was trying to go clean. That was the story that we were telling, and the story that we continue to tell to a certain extent. But now, he's been underground for a year and a half, so that heroin addict has been through a drying out process. Now the problem is, and the metaphor that we play with is this is a guy who's been to war last season, and also literally in his life several times he was at war. He's a trained killing machine. So how do you take a soldier and reintroduce him back into general populace and have him behave in a rational fashion without hurting anyone? So that's another metaphor that we get to play with this character that I'm very happy that we got a chance to delve into.
And where do Josh and Sally come into play with getting him rehabilitated?
I am so happy to say that I got to deal with them all year this year. Last year I was with the moon people on Venus, but this year it's really us three, and they do everything they can to help rehabilitate him. But at the same time, he's still, you can't call this a rational human being. He's off his rocker, this guy. But it is fun to see him really swinging in terms of trying to be a good man this year. And sometimes he may even succeed a little bit. You'll see. But things go wrong, of course. And it's easily our strongest season. This is the show that I saw in my head when I read the first episode. In our season 3, we have now arrived to what I felt the show should be, which is a show that's more concerned about how do we pay the rent than a war between the vampires and the werewolves. I mean, it's really wonderful to see the show mature and get to a point where it's extraordinarily grounded and very, very funny too. We have a lot of dark stuff and a lot of horrible things happened last year that come back to haunt us this year, and in some case hunt us. But we get to balance that out with a lot of strange humor, and there are more antics between me and Huntington and Rath and Hager that we do off screen. Some of that stuff is now making its way to on screen, and the producers are encouraging us to do these weird, wacky things that only we do. We're like, oh, you don't really want that in the episode. They're like, yeah, we do. You're roommates, and you guys are basically roommates, so do that. So we're having a lot of fun. I mean, I can't wait for the audience to see this because I'm extraordinarily proud of what we've just done.
And if you could give one word to describe Aidan's journey this season, what would it be?
Precarious. Yeah. Yeah, it's because he's around people. The danger is to him, but it's also mostly to everyone around him. He's a dangerous guy, definitely. And we saw that last year, and now we deal with the consequences.
And one last question for you. Do you have a message for the fans as they get ready to watch this new season?
Yeah, definitely. I hope you like it as much as we liked putting it together. I mean, we're very, very happy that the fans have chosen to embrace us. So we're very lucky.